I want to take a few minutes this morning to talk about this filly right here. And I wish I could explain in words the happiness and the contentment that she brings to me especially, but to our whole family. I set out 20 years ago to see if I could raise, or how close I could get to raising an AQHA, American Quarter Horse conformation horse with performance genetics. Now that might not seem like much, but for the last 40 years or so, the American Quarter Horse has become very fragmented, almost several breeds in one. Typically, the horses that are beautiful and meet AQHA standards for conformation are not very good performance horses. And the performance horses are, on the other hand, not extremely close to the AQHA standards for conformation. They've split. All of the different disciplines in AQHA split. And I had people tell me that you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to come close to those standards for conformation with performance genetics. And I went on to explain to them that I not only wanted to make a beautiful horse with performance genetics, but I wanted to make one with a great mind, one that was good-minded, that we could depend on daily without worrying about how long it's been since she was saddled or ridden. We could just throw a saddle on and go ride her and not have to worry about it. And then to make it even more difficult, I wanted to retain the performance ability of our horses in that they still had athletic ability, and we didn't sacrifice athletic ability. And they told me, "You're crazy, John, you can't do that." Well, I set out to try, and this filly is about as close as I think you can come, and way closer to that standard than I thought we could get 20 years ago. She is truly a blessing from God, and I enjoy owning her, and I enjoy the privilege of taking care of her and being a steward over her. I just like to look out the window every day, whether she's got long hair and standing around a round bale eating, or whether she's in the stall or being ridden by one of my daughters or myself. Both of her grandmothers were daughters of a world champion horse, and there's only been 2 world champion halter horses or conformation horses that were with performance genetics in about the last 30 or 40 years. And her grandfather was one of them. We raised her mother. Her mother was a great joy. The girl showed her, and she was good, but not really where I wanted to go. And her grandfather on the top side was a world champion. We bought him in Indiana. He was a great horse. He was a world champion Palomino horse. He had 40 grand championships and 23 reserves. So you can tell that there was a lot of planning and a lot of calculation in putting her family tree together, her genetics, and it worked. And what a joy it is. Well, the point that I wanted to make with telling you all that is that that is just like how we were created by God. We were created with a special purpose in life, and God chose our family tree many, many generations ago. He had a plan, and even though you might think that there's a lot of mistakes in your family tree, you know, I hear people say, well, I wasn't planned, or I was a mistake. Let me assure you, you weren't a mistake by God, no matter who's in your family tree. That He had a plan, and He calculated your family tree, and you were created with a purpose in life. He told Jeremiah that He knew him before he was in his mother's womb, and that He created him with a special purpose in his life, just like He assures us of the same thing. So as you go through your day to day, think about how you were created and what your purpose might be in Jesus Christ. That there was no mistakes, and you were created with a purpose in your life. And that He loves you, and He gets great enjoyment and joy out of the person that you are and the purpose that He created you for. And maybe spend some time today thinking about what that purpose truly is. And I hope this means something to you, and I was able to communicate these thoughts in a reasonable manner. Thank you.